Shalom. First and foremost, I'd like to give all praises and honor and glory that's definitely due to Yahweh Ba'Shem, Yahweh Shai Ba'Shem, Rekah Kradash, from the Prophets in Babylon out of the Waco, Texas camp, affiliated with the branch of Prophets in Babylon, Tampa Bay, Florida. I'm your brother Atiyat. I'd like to give a special double honors to the elders and apostles on down at Great Millstone, and peace and salutations to the elect of the nation of Israel. May the blessing of election be upon your household. And lesson for today: balance. There, there are good days and there are days that are very much challenging. And Lord willing, I hope and pray that this will be edifying. So, through the Spirit, I woke up this morning, and all praises to Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai for putting it on my mind to do a video about balance. Because in this walk, you have balance. It's about balance. You have days where, you know, um, the spirit may be flowing on you, just really flowing. And then you have days where it's more challenging, you know. But at the end of the day, this is all a part of the chastening that Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai has to do. Because, the scriptures say gold is tried through fire. Let me get there right quick. This is the book of Ecclesiastes, chapter Ecclesiasticus, Ecclesiasticus, also known as Sirach, chapter 2 and 5. For gold is tried in the fire and acceptable in the furnace of adversity. Yeah, and that's what Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai does. He has to try that gold through fire. And Lord willing, if we're those men, we're going to be tried. We're going to go through that. It's like being in the scientists when they're in the laboratory and they're experimenting on something. They do various tests. Well, on a higher spiritual level that's holy unto Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai, this is what he does. He tests and probes you to see what kind of servant he has. What kind of man are you? You know. So we have to understand that sometimes, like I say again, the spirit can be on you and flowing, and then there's days when the spirit doesn't feel like it's really going. You know. So what are you gonna do when the spirit is not flowing? Are you gonna give up, or are you gonna pray to Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai? So that's one of the first and foremost things you do. You pray to Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai. First Thessalonians chapter 5 and 17. Pray without ceasing. Yeah, so that's what you do. You pray without ceasing. See, we have a higher power to turn to in those times of need. Pray without ceasing. Then a lot of there are times, and I can relate to that when you want to do a video, and it's like, man, I can't think of nothing. Nothing's popping up, and so you kind of trying to figure it out. Well, see, this is where prayer comes in. You pray to Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai without ceasing. And you pray. And a lot of times, what happens, you can be watching videos other brothers have done, and you're like, man, I could do that subject because maybe that brother didn't, because there's always so many precepts to back up what a brother bring out in a video, and you can use precepts that he didn't bring out, and add on to that add on to that subject, you know. Um, as the brothers call it, lambacking. So That's one way of doing it. And then, it's like I say, sometimes the Lord will put a subject in your head. You wake up and like, oh, I got this subject. Like this morning, Yahweh Shem Shai put that spirit on me to think about balance. And I was like, why not do a video on it? So the spirit was heavy on me to do it, and that's why I'm, doing this video now. And like I say again, I hope and pray that this will be edifying. Proverbs chapter 11, verse 1. A false balance is an abomination to the Lord Yahweh Shem Shai, but a just weight is his delight. Yeah. So Yahweh Shem Shai is all about balance, you know. And you're gonna have days, like I say, they're good. The spirit is flowing, and you're gonna have days when the spirit is not flowing, so much. You know. So how are you gonna deal with that? You know. So it's those days where they are more challenging. That shows what kind of man you're gonna, how you're gonna respond to it. Remember, gold is tried through fire. So when those times come, how do you respond? Are you gonna, keep on fighting, or are you just gonna give up? And Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai wants us to contend for him. Now, this is what the Apostle Paul said here in Philippians chapter 4 and verse 11. Not that I speak in respect of want, for I have learned in whatsoever state I am therewith to be content. Yeah. So, even in your everyday life, there's certain things that you may need, that you may have to do without, right? So, but at the same time, the Lord is still dealing with you. He's still making sure you have the certain things that you need, like food, raiment, so on. But you may need this particular thing, but at the end of the day, still be in that spirit of being content, because it could be a lot worse. See, these people out here who are the 2/3 of Israel, they don't have the names of Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai. Yahweh is the name of the Heavenly Father, which means he is or he exists. And then you have his son's name, which is Yahweh Shai. And Yahweh Shai's name means he that delivers. And like the scriptures say in Proverbs chapter 18 and verse 10, matter of fact, why not get it? It's the book of Proverbs chapter 18 and verse 10. The name of the Lord, Yahweh Shem Shai, is a strong tower. The righteous run into it and it's safe. Yeah. So, you know, um, we have the names to call upon, and having the faith and the hope that Yahweh Shem Shai is going to some way, somehow deliver us from whatever it is we need, or give us whatever it is that we're asking of, you know. But at the end of the day, they are the two that are safe to run up under. That's like a strong tower. See, these other people out here, when everything, you know, when everything goes out, the power grid, whatever. Matter of fact, this morning, um, when I got up, the lights went out, you know, and so they were off for maybe about 20 minutes or so. So there's going to be a time when they completely go off and they're not coming back on. Then what? We're going to rely on Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shai. Let me read that again. The name of the Lord, Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shai, is a strong tower. The righteous run into it and it's safe. Yeah. So we're going to rely on Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shai. So yeah, again, you're going to have days that the spirit is flowing. You're going to have days when it's more challenging. The spirit may not be flowing as much, but that's part of the balance of Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shai. That's, he wants to see how you respond. And that's part of seeking him even more on those times when he's not, the spirit is not suffering with you. So Again, Lord willing, I hope and pray that this was an edifying lesson. And once again, I want to give all praises and honor and glory that's definitely due to Yahweh Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai Ba'ashem, Rakak Radah. Special double honors to the elders and apostles on down at Great